very good, although I can't remember what it was called. He seemed like a very nice fellow. Have the police said how she died? Not yet, Eamon. I turned off the TV, refilled my mug with tea, and was scrolling through the numbers in the contact list on my cell phone to find Mike's telephone number when the landline rang. It was Mike Munns again. "Are you watching this, Don?" he asked. "Yes," I lied. "But I think you're jumping to conclusions here, Mike. Just because the Monty cops are looking for John doesn't mean John actually did murder her. We've both written enough of his books to know that's not how a plot works. The husband's always the first and most obvious suspect in a case like this. It's almost a given that he should be the early favorite. Any husband can be made to look as if he might have had a motive to kill his wife. Guilty until proven innocent, that's how it always works. Mark my words, it'll be someone else who turns out to be the murderer. An intruder, Orla's lover, perhaps, assuming she had one." "Nil Nissy Bonham," said Munns. "But Orla was a gold-plated bitch, and I certainly can't imagine anyone loving her. If John did bump her off, then I can hardly say I blame the poor bastard. I'm sure I'd have killed Orla if I'd had to live with her. Jesus, that woman would have tried the patience of St. Monica. Do you remember the way she used to ignore Starry at the Christmas party?" A dull and monosyllabic Finn from Helsinki, Starry was Mike's wife, but I could hardly have faulted Orla for ignoring her at the Christmas party. I was none too fond of Mike's wife myself. I could easily have ignored her presence in a mug of tea. I smiled. "Say nothing of the dead unless it's good," I said. "That's what Nil Nissy Bonham is supposed to mean, Mike." "I know what it fucking means, Don," said Munns. "I'm just saying that maybe Orla had it coming. Her and those bloody mutts, and I'm surprised to hear you, of all people, defending her. She didn't like you at all. You do know that, don't you?" "Of course I know it, but strictly speaking, I don't think I was defending her," I said. "It was John I was defending. Look, our former friend and employer is a lot of things, and many of them have 4 asterisks on the printed page if it appears in a newspaper, but he's not a murderer, I'm sure of it." "I'm not so sure. John has one hell of a temper. Come on, Don, you've seen him when he gets into one of his rages. He was Captain Bloody Hurricane. Strong, too. Those hands of his are as big as car doors. When he makes a fist, it's like a wrecking ball. I wouldn't like to tangle with him." "You did tangle with him, Mike. As I recall, you hit him. And for some reason that is still beyond me, he didn't hit you back, which I must say showed a remarkable amount of control on his part. I don't think I could have been as restrained as he was." This was truer than Munns probably realized. I'd always wanted to punch him on the nose, perhaps now more than ever. "Yes," admitted Munns, "but that was only because he was feeling ashamed of the way he'd behaved already, for bawling me out so violently. In fairness, he might also have sacked you for hitting him, Mike," I added. "And he didn't do that either." "Only because he needed me to finish a book." "Maybe so, but I think you're being a little quick to judge him here." "Why shouldn't I judge him? No one knew John Huston better than us. Look, I don't owe him a thing. And in the long run, he sacked us all, didn't he? His friends and colleagues. Not without compensation. That was pizza money for a bloke as rich as him. Come on, Mike, you could buy a whole pizza restaurant for what he gave the 4 of us." "All right, a watch then. He spent more on wristwatches than he did on our compensation. You can't deny that." I heard Mike's cell phone ringing "Paperback Writer" by the Beatles on the other end, and waited a moment while he answered it. "Pizza," I heard Munns say. "Yes, I have." "He does. I'm on the line to him now. I'd better call you back. No, wait, I have a better idea. Why don't the 3 of us meet for lunch today?" "You can? Good. Hang on a moment, I'll ask Don." Munns came back to me on the landline. "It's Stekenborg," he said. "Look here, why don't we all have lunch at Chez Bruce to talk about it?" Chez Bruce is a restaurant in southwest London that was conveniently close to where both Mike Munns and Peter Stekenborg lived, in Wandsworth and Clapham. "What's there to talk about?" I said. "She's dead. John's missing. Maybe he's dead too, only we just don't know it yet." "Come on, Don, don't be such a miserable cunt. Besides, it's been months since the 3 of us sat down and talked. It would be good to catch up. Look, I'll pay for it if that's what's bothering you." It wasn't.